Gonna try to keep up the streak, I guess. Okay. Let's take a look here. Huh. Okay, Slime Boss, so it's pretty free, generally speaking. Good morning. How's it going? These paths are kind of weird. So, if you want to take 3 elites, you have to go to an elite before the campfire, which is not necessarily, like, a completely awful prospect. Yeah, not necessarily completely terrible. Probably looking at transforming a defend here, although 6 max for rare colorless is like a thing. Let's upslay the party. 6 max for rare colorless like is yeah. I mean, Hand of Greed, obviously great. Apotheosis, obviously great. Master Strategy, obviously great. And the chance that you get one of those 3 is like 50%. So the question is 50% at Hand of Greed, Master of Strategy, or Apotheosis worth... Actually, I don't even know how good Apotheosis is. Well, no, Apotheosis has to get better with this, right? Because the Apotheosis upgrades the Miracle, so it essentially pays for itself. Like you're basically paying 0. If Apotheosis is upgraded, you're essentially paying 0 energy for Apotheosis, and at 0 energy, Apotheosis has to be completely nuts, right? Completely nuts. Apotheosis doesn't necessarily work that well with the like small deck strategy, mainly because if your deck is really small, you probably have everything upgraded that you want to have upgraded anyway. Like, the upgrades matter a lot less when your deck is smaller. But it is very good for the early game. And Hand of Greed is also exceptional for doing small deck stuff because the extra money just translates into removals over time. And Hand of Greed is just like a good, solid attack card for you to have in your deck early on. And can pretty much carry you through the early game as a damage solution. Yeah. So, I think there's basically 2 ways to go here. Number 1 is you go for this node, and then you probably try to take the 3 elites here on the right. So you'd be talking about 1 elite before an upgrade, and then 2 more. That's... Which class do you think benefits the most from an Apotheosis start? I think it's Silent, and I think it's not particularly close. The reason that it's Silent is because, number 1, she has the most starter cards out of any character. So the idea is that, like, making those starter cards into, like, actual cards is a huge deal, right? There's an enormous difference, especially in Act 1, between strikes and strike pluses and between defense and defend pluses. She also has Survivor and Neutralize, which help you to extend fights. And like the longer the fight goes, the more relevant that those upgrades become. And also, she has a lot of cards that really, really, really like to be upgraded. I think Defect is probably second, and then like Ironclad and Watcher, it's a bit debatable. I think Ironclad upgrades are for the most part quite overrated. Like, Ironclad does have good upgrades, but he doesn't need upgrades necessarily, I would say. So yeah, it's, what are we doing here? What are we doing? It's tough to say. I mean, transforming a defend is good, right? We've talked about it. It gets a defend out of the deck. That's great. And if you high roll the transform, it's ridiculously strong. If you like mid roll those transform, it's still quite good. And if you low roll the transform, then yeah, you're obviously sad, right? You can definitely low roll this, right? It's certainly possible. It's like, you click this, it's like 50-50. And I would say that this is probably also somewhat close to a 50-50, right? Certainly, though, the hits from here are a bit better than the hits from here, I would say, on average. Yeah, I mean, it's really just Apotheosis, Master of Strategy, Hand of Greed. Thinking Ahead is, like, okay, not great, but it's fine. Watcher can definitely make some use of Thinking Ahead, trying to set up Wrath turns, etc. So Thinking Ahead's not that bad. Hold on, let me just... I don't know if I've done the rare colorless analysis for, Mockthal. Thanks for the raid, friend. How did the run end up? I had to start stream, so I couldn't watch the end of it. It looked like it was gonna be close. Yeah, let's look at the colorless cards here. Tragedy? Oh no. Yeah, that was, it seemed... Yikes. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Yeah, really, really bad draw order in that fight, obviously. Like, if you can, I mean, ideally you can, like, echo the Bias Cog and have the Panacea played beforehand, and then you just have 10 focus and you, like, easily win. And, like, you even missed the 50-50 on, like, there were 10 cards in the deck, and you had 50-50 to draw Panacea on, like, an earlier turn, and that would have saved you, like, 1 focus for a lot of turns, and you missed that 50-50 too, which sucked completely. And yeah, you also had, like, a lot of manipulation stuff, which you completely whiffed on. Pretty unfortunate for that deck to lose, but it happens. The heart is a cruel mistress, especially with the Philosopher's Stone. But, thank you for the raid, as always. Welcome on in, everyone. We are on a 9 streak on Watcher, and I don't know, I'm debating whether or not to pick rare colorless here. Okay, so let's talk about the rare colorless cards. So we have Apotheosis, good. Chrysalis, terrible. Hand of Greed, good. Magnetism, terrible. Master Strategy, good. Mayhem, terrible. Metamorphosis, terrible. Panache, terrible. Sadistic Nature, terrible. Secret Technique is pretty solid. Secret Weapon is okay. Thinking Ahead is fine. Transmutation's pretty awful. Violence is okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 out of 15 I would consider to be I mean, 7 out of 15, like, if we pull up the hypergeometric calculator, 15, successes 7, sample size 3, number of successes 1. So we have an 87% chance to get one of the 7 cards that I would consider to be decent. And then, obviously, to get the top 3 is like a 50% chance, right? Yeah, to get the top 3 is just over a 50% chance. So basically, we have about a 10%, approximately, a 10% chance to get screwed over if we click this button, and we have a 50% chance to get something that's, like, quite strong. Which seems to be a pretty good proposition, honestly. Transforming a Defend has maybe slightly better odds, I would say. Like, certainly the high rolls of transforming and defend are much higher, right? Because the high rolls are like any of the really good cards. And I would much rather have any of the really good cards than anything that this could offer me. Currently playing Defect, my Act 1 boss relic choice are Bark Bell and Slaver's Collar. I don't know what to pick. Yeah, without knowing the deck, it's very difficult to say. Depending on your energy situation, Collar might be okay, although Collar's not that great. Bark is not something that I usually love for Defect, especially going into Act 2. Probably gonna want to take Bell there, but yeah, those are some rough choices for sure. Yeah, I mean, ultimately, like, we could decide that we're gonna click this button and be really happy with it, or we could be sad, you know, or we could click this button and be really happy with it, or we could be sad, right? Maybe Apotheosis isn't the biggest hit, isn't the big hit that we think that it is. No, it has to be good, right? Like, it just has to be good. And, like, Hand of Greed also just has to be good, right? Screw it. Let's go. Alright. Violence is fine. It's not great, but it's fine. Yeah. I mean, violence is usually going to allow us to it just allows us to get attacks in hand with Eruption, which is just good, right? So it's fine. We didn't get screwed on the 10%. Now, I would like to take 3 elites in the act, and that probably means that we want to go here. Now, not being able to upgrade Eruption before this elite does suck. But it is what it is. If we have to rest at one of these campfires, we will. It's not like the end of the world if we have to rest at one of these campfires. Especially with the shop in between. Yeah. I mean, we pretty much, like, should never die here, and then we can be fine. So yeah, let's, we could start here, and then maybe, depending on the reward, think about going this way. But this way, I mean, it does get us a shop. Yeah, I guess we'll go here and decide depending on the reward. There's not a huge difference between question mark here and question mark here. I would, generally speaking, prefer question mark here. But the difference is not massive. Okay, so I actually don't really want to play violence this turn, because I want to draw Eruption next turn. Yeah. Okay, so Inner Peace, absolutely you click that. And now what does that tell us? Well, definitely tells us that we value removing at this shop quite a bit. But, I mean, taking 3 elites without upgrading Eruption is very bad. 2/3 of the infinite already assembled? Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, I think we still want to go right here. I think it just makes sense to go right. Okay. This is a little bit sketchy for sure, but probably positive. Especially if it upgrades Eruption. Holy cow. And this is exactly what I was talking about. Yeah, it's... Yeah, I mean, this is huge, right? Are you... Are you kidding me right now? Are you actually serious? Alright, now we just need to, like, not die here. Because that could still happen. Do we take one? Or do we play Rushdown? So, the problem is that one strike is not a kill here. One is none, as they say. Okay, Duplication Potion is quite good. Not seeing an attack here, though, is really not good. Really not good. I mean, we have to fight an elite, and that is a very, very harrowing prospect, given our current situation. We really, like, this fight could be bad, and if it's bad, then that's very scary. Dupe Pod is not spectacular, and if we don't find an attack here, things could end up not going very well for us. Let's just say that. This is, yeah, we can't take any of those though. Okay, this should be. Okay, do we have to use the duplication potion now? If we use Dupe Pot now, this does 36. Yeah, we can kill this fight. We can use Dupe Pot for 9 HP right now. And probably more? Question mark? Okay, so we have 4 block cards in the draw pile. We need to draw either Vigilance or multiple defense. How are the different elites for us? Knob could actually, so my issue is that Knob kills. I mean, we need to find an attack here, realistically. We absolutely, like, it is basically necessary for us to find an attack after this combat. If we don't find an attack after this combat, we are in very, very real danger of dying to the elite. Because we don't have any defend removals, and we haven't added any attacks, and we've added 2 non-attacks, which means that if it's Knob, we are in major trouble. Major trouble. This duplication potion is essentially representing 18 damage in the elite fight, which could be absolutely massive. I mean, yeah, 18 damage could be huge, right? Could be enormous. But we can use it right now to save 9 HP. Potentially more if we find a stronger attack. Yes, that is true. That is also true. Although, if we find a stronger attack, we should be okay in the elite. Hopefully. The problem that I have here is that this might be for significantly more than 9 damage, right? Depending on the draw order, you know, yeah, I think that this is what we're gonna do. It's. All right, please give me a potion. Okay. Well, we got a potion. That potion can actually be potentially pretty good, especially with the Vigilance Inner Piece combo. Can be pretty good. But we did not get an attack. Which is basically like the nightmare scenario. I do think that we should go to the Elite before the Fire, because the Super Elite is just completely out of the question here. Completely out of the question. I mean, Lagavulin should be okay here. If we get good draw order, Knob is okay. But yeah, I mean, this is very scary. This is very scary, and really none of these actually help us. Okay, well... Okay, so we have to do 65 damage over 2 turns. Technically speaking, if we just play Rushdown this turn, is it ever possible to actually do 65 over 2? What's up, one dude? Okay, so it's not possible to shuffle here. I'm just thinking about... Like, is it possible to do 65 damage next turn? We would have to draw... I think we'd have to draw all 3 strikes, right? We would have 3 draws to do it, and we'd either have to draw Violence or all 3 strikes. In order to get the damage. Okay, so if we do... If we do Violence Rushdown this turn, we play Eruption Strike, and that deals 21 damage. So he's at 44, and we'd have to draw basically like either... We'd have to draw, like, Eruption, Strike Plus, and Strike. I think we might just be dead here. Yeah, Eruption Strike this turn. It would need to be Eruption. Eruption and Upgraded Strike is 36. So it would have to be... It would have to be Eruption and Upgraded Strike and a Strike, or Eruption and 3 strikes. I'm just wondering if there's any line where we take, like, 2 hits here, potentially. Like maybe we play Rushdown, like Inner Peace here, for example. Can we ever do 65 in a turn? Is it possible for us to do 65 in a turn? It's not, right? The most damage that we can do in a turn is, if we start the turn not in Wrath, is 9 plus 36, so that's 45. And then plus 18, so 57. No, 67. No, 63. Yeah, 63. So, yeah. So we can never, even if we draw all of our attacks, it's not possible for us to do 65 damage in one turn. Yeah, I mean, this is pretty much the worst case scenario here for this fight. I'm wondering if we can ever make Energy Potion come into play. The only way that we would be able to do more than that amount of damage is if we could somehow... If we could somehow redraw an attack. In which case, we might be able to make that work. I think what we have to do is we just have to play Violence, Rushdown, Eruption, Strike, and then... Wait, okay, hold on. What if we do Inner Peace, Violence, Rushdown, Eruption, Strike, and then play Vigilance? That's 3 skills played, so he gains 9 strength. So he would do 17 this turn. We'd block for 8, so we'd take 9, and then next turn we would always die if we got hit, because 9 strength, he goes, it's 24, and then 28, and then 33, and then 37. So we would always die if we play 3 skills this turn. We always die next turn if we take the big hit, right? But there is a chance for us to not die. So if we play 1 skill this turn, well, no, if we end in Wrath, we have to top deck the right cards, right? And we don't have Violence in the deck anymore. Right, so if we do Rushdown, Violence... Yeah. You're right. Yeah. There is a play. Yeah. So what we're getting to now is the Energy Potion plays, right? So we talked about all of the lines that don't use Energy Potion, but now we can talk about some Inner Peace Vigilance plays with the Energy Potion. So the idea would be if we play Rushdown, Violence, Eruption, and then we play, like, Energy Potion, Vigilance, Inner Peace. What's up, Hans? How's it going? Energy Potion. Okay, so Rushdown, Violence, Eruption. then we know we're drawing exactly these 4 cards, right? If we then played... So Eruption would be in here. If we then play Vigilance and Inner Peace, Vigilance goes in here. And so this pile is what's here plus Eruption and Vigilance, right? Then we can... And we're drawing 3 of those cards, right? So the idea would be that if we top deck the Eruption when we play the Inner Peace, which is like 3 out of 7, we can't even play it this turn, though, is the problem, right? So it would have to be Eruption and Strike this turn. Yeah, I just don't really see a way that we get away with not playing Eruption and Strike this turn. I mean, we're not really... This wasn't really a force. This was more so just, like, these are the cards that we were offered. And that's just straight up the case. Like, this is just what we were offered. Yeah, the Duplication Potion definitely looking pretty good right now, not gonna lie. But okay, so we could calculate the line... Right, there's also, like, some, you know, potential... So I basically see 2 potential lines. There's either Rushdown Violence, Eruption Strike this turn, and then we're probably going to... Well, yeah, if we did that, then we'd have to draw, like, again, we have to draw in our top 5, which there would be, at that point, we would have a clean reshuffle. So we'd have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 cards in the deck. And in the top 5, we would have to draw Eruption, Strike Plus, and a Strike, right? Or Eruption and 3 strikes would also do it. And we have technically, like... Wait, no, yeah, because if Eruption is dealing 18, Strike plus 36, and then a Strike... Yeah, so we would have to basically have Eruption, Strike plus, and a Strike, or Eruption and 3 strikes be in the top 5, which is very unlikely. What about Rushdown after Eruption? Like, you're saying this turn? So this turn you want to play Violence, Eruption, Strike, and then play Rushdown? Yeah, no, that's just suicide, because we're guaranteed to draw 2 block cards next turn. So that just doesn't make any sense. So there's that line, and that line I think is a very low percentage line, because again, it requires that we draw attacks off the top. And the other line is also going to require that we draw attacks off the top, but it's slightly different. So, I guess there is the thought always of keeping... No, because we can... If we don't do any damage this turn... If we don't do any damage this turn, we literally can't kill next turn, right? So, I think what we have to do here is we have to use the energy potion to force some kind of reshuffle. And reshuffle in such a way that we have the highest chance to try to kill next turn. Because we never like, we just never survive. Like there's no line where we are killing over 3 and living over 2, if that makes sense. Like, it is technically possible to just not play any cards and live 2 hits here. But that just never, like, we just never find lethal that way, is the problem. We have to go for lethal next turn. And so... So violence has to be played here. There's just no way that doesn't happen. I think what we need to do is we need to play violence. Then we play rushdown, eruption, strike. Then we use the energy potion and the miracle to play vigilance, inner peace. And at that point, the reshuffle looks like eruption plus... So we have eruption, strike, vigilance, plus these cards. So we have 8 cards, basically, in the reshuffle. And when we draw 3 with the inner piece, we're going to be drawing 3 of those 8. And if we hit eruption, we lose. So there's already a 3 and 8 chance to lose straight up. And if we hit... Right, so we draw 3 out of 8, then we draw 5, we reshuffle. So yeah, it's already like a 3 and 8 to lose, basically. If we draw like 3 strikes, we also lose. But if we draw, like, let's say we draw, like, let's say a moderately bad draw of like 2 strikes and a defend, then we have eruption plus strike. Yeah, no, so we just need to draw... We need to not draw the eruption or the strike plus. Yeah, I mean, this is just... It's very bad no matter what way we slice it. It's just a question of... It's just a question of, like... What's slightly better. Right, so we basically need to miss eruption and strike plus with the inner piece. And if we miss eruption and strike plus with the inner piece, then we're okay. So hold on, let's see what the chances of that happening are. We have a population size of 8. Number of successes would be 2. Sample size 3. Number of successes in sample 1. Okay, so we have a 64% chance. We have a 35% chance, 36% chance approximately to win the fight. With that line. But with the other line, we have to draw, like, fresh off the top out of, again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, right? Fresh off the top, we need to draw, like, okay, let's do the line on that. So population size 11, number of successes 2, sample size 5, and we have to get both. Yeah, that's there's only an 18% chance that we get that, and that's not even including the fact that we would also have to draw another strike. So the line is pretty clear that we have to use the energy potion. We have to go for the 34% chance. Can you hold off on the strike? No, so we actually want to play the strike to increase our chances of not drawing Eruption or Strike Plus, basically. So yeah, there's only one line here. There's only one line, and we have a 34% chance to win, and that's that. So it's always this. If we interpiece before Eruption, we technically have more energy, but we can't do anything with that energy, right? Because, like, we can... So for instance, right, we could go, like, interpiece Rushdown Eruption here. And then do, like, Strike Miracle Vigilance. But then we would have to draw Eruption... And yeah, no, that doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. So we have 6 energy, and the 6 energy is going to be spent on 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, 6. Wait. Do we just die? No, because we end in calm. We end in calm. Right. So the situation is, if we don't draw Eruption or Strike Plus, we win, basically, with this inner piece. Yeah, taking 9 would take us to 32, and essentially the calculation which we have made here is that we are more likely to win if we play inner piece now than if we just have a clean reshuffle. But there is a slight caveat to that, which is, what about if we consider inner piece to also be a hit? So, like, Eruption, this might be... Hold on, we have to do different math here. So, the probability that we hit just Eruption... Because if we hit Eruption, we draw 7, effectively, right? But... Wait a minute. 18... We're not ending in Wrath here, which means that we have to play... Yeah, no, we did the math right. We did the math right. We have to play Eruption, Strike Plus, and 2 strikes, right? Which we're guaranteed to find Eruption, Strike Plus, and 2 strikes if... Well, I guess technically if we top deck 2 strikes with the inner piece, then we're not guaranteed. Ah, screw it. Okay, well, no, we can still find the Strike Plus. It's still possible. Oh, no, I think... Yeah, no, we just have it. We just have it. Okay, we're good. We're good. We're good. We're good. We're good. Holy cow, that was stressful. Alright. The math was not perfect, but the outcome was. So, easy game, I guess. Okay. We did get a potion, although it's not a great one. Lesson learned is probably not worth it here. We really just want removals at this point. Removals and we win, right? I mean, if we get removals, we win. We have 1, 2, 3... We have 11 real cards in the deck, right? So, technically speaking... Technically speaking, if we get, like, 2 removals and inner piece upgrade, we can go infinite. Anyone know how much time we spent on that floor? No clue. The math was wrong, for sure. Because there were other considerations, but... And we did definitely have a chance to die there. But I think even though the math was wrong, I think we made the highest percentage play. The question is, do we need to take, like, a Consecrate here in order to help us live? If we're going to rest, we're going to rest here. Yeah, I don't think that Lesson Learned is actually good here. But certainly taking an attack could be. Especially going into Slime Boss. I mean, we're gonna need, you know, with a deck this small, you know, you do need a solution to Slime Boss. Slime Boss is not just a completely free win. We need to take, like, a staple damage card, still, I think. But these cards are not really those, I would say. Like, none of these cards really says, ah, yes, this is, like, the damage that is solving Slime Boss or solving the elites. So I think we skip. We move on, we upgrade Inner Piece now, I think, maybe? Or it could be upgrading another Strike. That could genuinely be the best thing to do here. Or it could be upgrading Rushdown. The energy upgrade could be pretty big. Actually, especially with the Inner Piece, I think the Rushdown being the energy upgrade is quite solid. Yeah, Omamori is pretty terrible. I mean, it does technically mean, like, we are going to be wanting to go to a lot of question marks, and so Omamori is pretty good for that, specifically. But yeah, I mean, if you were to ask me, would I rather have a Defend transform right now or this Violence, you'd better believe that I'd rather have the Defend transform, right? We are relatively healthy, especially if we rest one time. We're gonna probably have plenty of HP, and depending on what we see in this shop, you know. Also, the deck's gonna get significantly better when we remove. Yeah, I think we skip. Okay, so potential upgrades are Strike is actually a completely legit upgrade here. You can see based on that last fight, there's just an enormous difference between Strike Plus and Strike, right? And especially, like, we need to have damage in the deck, but we really don't want to add cards. So, you know, Strike Plus is a completely legit upgrade. The Rushdown is also a super legit upgrade. Just getting, like, being able to play this for free guaranteed every time is huge. Yeah, it upgrades to draw 4. And we would upgrade Inner Piece. So it's basically Strike, Inner Piece, or Rushdown. And I think it's probably Strike. I think we just need the damage. The damage is incredibly important. Okay, here's a Strength Potion. That could be absolutely massive. There's a Carve Reality, though. So Carve Reality basically says... We're always removing here, by the way. This is just complete no-brainer. Absolutely have to do it. Carve Reality basically says you never struggle for damage ever again. Now, how good is that? Is slightly debatable. We really want to save money for removing, right? It's pretty important that we save money for removing because we don't have any removes right now, and removes are the only thing that we care about. So, you know, we can, however, not go to a shop at all for the entire rest of the act, which is certainly something to consider. We have Snecko Oil, which is, like, a very dubious proposition. It could actually genuinely, if we luck into it, we could go infinite in a fight with Snecko Oil. Like, for example, Lagavulin could just be solved by going infinite with Snecko Oil, but we could just as easily get completely screwed. It doesn't get Sneckoed, yeah. Yeah, the violence cards do not get affected by Snecko. Yeah, Carve Reality does put a card into the deck, which is bad for the long term, surely. And with a Strike upgrade, I mean, we're not even that bad. With the Defend remove and the Strike upgrade and the Violence, we're, like, not that bad at dealing damage, genuinely. We're still pretty awkward in the Sentries fight, though. For sure, the Sentries fight is, like, distinctly awkward. And I think we do have to rest here. Yeah, I think we do have to rest here. We have a fairly low potion chance. We've seen 3 potions in 5 fights. So, yeah, we have, like, a 30% potion chance right now. Yeah, so there's... I think it's either buy Carve Reality, buy Strength Potion, or buy both, I think is what we're currently considering. Like, Carve solves Lagavulin and Sentries, right? Just straight up solves those fights. And solves Slime Boss. And when you look at it from that perspective, Carve starts to seem really appealing, right? Like, really, really appealing. I mean... From shops, if we were to buy, like, Carve and Strength Potion, we would be basically down to 0 gold. From shops in this run, we can expect to acquire somewhere around 4 more removes. That would be 100, 125, 150. Yeah, so at least 3 more removals from shops this run seems fairly likely. Yeah, seems fairly likely that we're going to be able to get 3 removals from shops. We need to get down to 8 cards, and Carve Reality would put us at exactly 8. We're going to need to find some other removal at some point. But with Omamori, that is incredibly likely, because we can basically go to every single event in Act 2 for free. And there are removals and transforms in Act 2 events. I mean, Carve Reality is 2 energy 36, which, technically speaking, our strikes are doing 36. Who is he talking to? Everyone? Hello? Like, what? Have you never watched a stream before? Like, what? I mean, that's why people are here. People are here to watch me play a strategy game, and in strategy games, you discuss strategy, because that is what makes them interesting. Strength Potion also ensures Slime Boss. Which... There's definitely some merit to that. I think Snecko Oil probably solves an elite fight for us. Most likely we'll be able to solve an elite fight for us. What if we... No, not going to this fire doesn't make any sense, because if we go to the fire and we rest, then... Well, okay, there is the argument that we would potentially want to go to these question marks instead of... Like, getting an extra question mark instead of an elite and a fire. We're trading... Like... normal enemy and question mark for elite and fire. Yeah, that doesn't seem right. That does not seem right at all. No, yeah, just doesn't seem right. There's no way. The main thing with the Carve Reality is that it's like a singular card draw that allows you to put a lot of energy into damage, right? And that can be very valuable for a deck like this in the early game. Yeah, alright. Goodbye. we don't need that here. Like, I have absolutely no problem banning people, because it's like, it's, first of all, I don't exactly have, like, resident trolls. Yeah, no, I mean, like, that's just not the kind of discourse that I want in my chat, right? And I don't think anybody, like, I mean, nobody here wants to listen to that, right? Like, nobody here wants to listen to that. Everybody's here because they presumably enjoy the content, and I enjoy playing like this, so, you know, like, that, it is what it is. If you don't enjoy it, then take yourself elsewhere. It's not that hard. No, just some garbage about, you know, the pace of play and other nonsense. Yeah, I mean, it's very difficult to imagine this being Yeah, I mean, I have a pretty quick trigger with people like that. But I also don't ban a lot of people because, like, there aren't that many people like that that come into my chat, you know? But anyway, moving on. How's it going, Sandman? Yeah, pretty lame, to be honest. Thanks for that follow, friend. Do appreciate it. I mean, adding a card to the deck does significantly increase the... Okay, if we rest here... Like, Gremlin Knob is still a problem, right? And if we're trying to take 2 elites, we need to make Gremlin Knob not a problem. Life Coach's sound effects are better. Oh my god, like, I have no problem. I have no problem with I mean, listen, if I wasn't me streaming and, like, I would watch Life Coach. I mean, are you kidding me? Like, of course. Life Coach is, like, not only is he insanely good at the game, but he's also incredibly entertaining. And I you know, but I'm not, like, here, like, I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, well, I don't think, like, I'm as good as Life Coach, and therefore I'm not going to stream. Like, I'm streaming because I enjoy doing it, you know? And that's enough, right? Like, that's enough. Does Flurry solve? Not really. Not really. Not in the same way that Carve does. Definitely not in the same way that Carve does. It's close. It's definitely close, but it doesn't quite get there. We're going to path into a lot of question marks. So the reason that we're going to path into a lot of question marks is because the only thing that we care about... So we care about 2 things, technically, right? Number 1 is getting card removes. And number 2 is finding a block solution. Because we already have infinite damage in the deck, right? These 3 cards, like, if these cards were the only cards in our deck, we would win every single fight until Spiker. And if you assume that we can solve Spiker somehow, we win every single fight until Time Eater, right? And if we don't face Time Eater, we win every single fight until Heart. With just these 3 cards, right? So Spiker, Time Eater, Heart are the only enemies that can kill these 3 cards, right? So the idea is that every card that is not these 3 cards sucks. And therefore removals are incredibly premium, and question mark nodes give you the best chance to see removals. And obviously question mark nodes are where you're most likely to see curses as well, so that's why the Omamori is actually not that bad here. Yeah, I think we just need to take this Carve. And I don't think that we need to buy the potion now that we've taken the Carve. Anchor is incredible. Very, very, very good for Act 2. Who redeemed 100k again? Nobody. Is there any card you would take? Yeah, Mental Fortress. Because Mental Fortress solves the block. And I would also take another Rushdown. The reason that I would take another Rushdown is because if you have 2 Rushdowns, then you can use Halt as your damage solution. Alright, removal event, please. Okay, not a removal event, but it is gold, and it's a way that we can instantly get value from the Omamori. So I will take that. And now we have to choose between resting and upgrading here. With the Anchor... So Lagavulin should be completely solved. I don't really see us having trouble with the Lagavulin. Knob should also be much less of an issue now that we have Carve Reality in the deck. Yep. I don't say low IQ. Like, don't. I mean, like, it's just like, you know, different. You know, different level of analysis. But you know, if you're, especially if you're a newer player, like, and when I say newer, I mean like I have 2,000 plus hours in this game. So like, even if you have like 500 hours, I would consider you to be a newer player. Like, you know, don't feel bad, is what I'm saying. Um, you know, everybody plays the game for different reasons, right? So inner piece drawing is actually pretty good. I do think that the rushdown upgrade is very solid. The carve reality upgrade is also quite good. Yeah, game's really hard. Game's really hard. So like the upgrades are great, you know, and Slime Boss really should not deal any damage to us. So I don't, you know, foresee that being an issue. There is a slight issue with the Carve Reality upgrade, which is that if we are facing the Lagavulin, we are not allowed to play the Carve Reality before Laga, like, wakes up. Yeah, the anchor is absolutely massive for Act 2, by the way. And I would like to go to these elites, you know? It's just a question of, are we gonna die? I mean, sentries are still very scary, I think. Sentries can certainly do a number on us here. If we bottom deck eruption, you know, sentries can be quite scary. The upgrade for sentries is probably carve, because like carve just by itself, like if you play carve and then the smite, you're probably killing a sentry unless it rolls 45. The rushdown upgrade is definitely good if we end up on 3 energy. But one thing that I've been kind of saying over and over in these runs is, like, if you end up on 3 energy, you're probably pretty happy. Because, like, how do I, like, you've probably picked a relic that's really good for the deck, right? Like, any thanks for the sub, Ferox. Do appreciate you. 2 months. Like, any empty cage, any runic pyramid, any Pandora's box, any astrolabe, any violet lotus, and you're just like super happy. Yeah, never the violence upgrade. We definitely want to be worrying about our energy here, our draw. It's basically one of these 3, I think, always. With the Carve Reality, the strike upgrades just are strictly worse than the Carve Reality upgrade. Defends are getting removed as soon as possible, so upgrading them has very little value. Vigilance can actually have some pretty significant value. But yeah, I think it's definitely one of these 3 if we do decide that we're going to upgrade here. Which, yeah, I mean, it's pretty, I think upgrading is pretty legit. If this fight is really bad, though, that's my concern, right? Is, like, if this elite fight doesn't go, you know, if this is Lagavulin, we're probably taking 1 hit. So we're probably taking about 7 damage if this is Lagavulin. If this is sentries, then we could potentially be taking quite a bit more. Yeah, I think we have to rest here. Resting is like, what I'm concerned about is if this is a nightmare hallway, right? If this is a nightmare hallway and we're taking, you know, like 20 on turn 1 or something like that, which can happen, right? It is totally possible for that to happen. Okay, we inner piece here and try to find Eruption. Did not find Eruption. That's okay. So we can never deal 108 here, right? We have 6 energy maximum, and with that 6 energy, 108 is simply out of the question, right? Well, no, hold on. These are 48, and this is 9, so that's 57. So we would need to do an additional 51 with 3 energy, which is 18 times, yeah, so we can just never do it. Even if we draw both strike pluses, it just doesn't work here, right? Yeah, even if we draw both strike pluses, we just don't get there. Just high roll this Neko pot. Easy. Yeah, so like right now we have 5 energy. We can play... We can basically play 24 times 4, which is... We're just a bit short, unfortunately. Next turn does suck quite a bit, though. In terms of our block prospects. So, we have a few options here. No, we 24 times, because we have 24 times 4 damage, right? And 24 times 4 is 96, and he's at 99. Yeah. So we're 3 off. Lagavulin can spawn at 112 HP, so it is definitely possible that we could have had lethal this turn. And actually, if we had drawn Strike Plus instead of Strike here, we would have had it. We would have had it. We could try to high roll this Neko pot, but that's probably not a good idea. So the issue here is, okay, we can play like Vigilance, Defend, Defend, block for 18. We're very likely to draw either a block card or inner piece here, right? Like, it's fairly likely that we draw... We only have... And if we draw Eruption, do we just kill? I think so. Yeah, let's just do this. Okay. Kind of a nightmare scenario here, actually. Because... Yeah, this might need to be the Snecko oil. We either take 15, but the problem with taking 15 here is that... Yeah, I think we go Miracle Eruption, and then if we don't draw the Vigilance, we're gonna have to Snecko Oil. Alright, so right now we have 24 plus 18 is 42? Yeah, 42. So we're just short of a kill again. If so, the line that blocks the most here is just Vigilance, Defend, Defend, right? But the problem is, after that, we're getting debuffed. But we should always be able to kill over 2, right? Like, pretty much always. Yeah. Yeah. We should basically always be able to kill over 2 here. Yeah. Okay, Smiling Mask is enormous. Very, very, very big. Very, very, very big. It's just going to depend on how many shops we can go to in Act 2. If we can go to, like, 3 shops in Act 2, we'll be in an amazing position, no matter what our boss relic is. And I don't think we want to take Meditate here. I just don't think that we're going to need it. I think it's going to get more in the way more than anything. Okay, so we managed to do that fight only taking 4 damage, which definitely does not make the rest look very good, but it could have been sentries, and yeah. And we don't know what this is going to be still, right? $26. Can currently block for 23 and stay in Wrath here. It's probably good. If we do Strike and Inner Peace, he's on 30. We can never deal 30 next turn, though. But we can do this. And then that. And that. $12 plus 9, so yeah, we don't have a kill. Take 3, that's fine. Skip, and obviously take the elite here. Okay, so drawing literally all of our attacks right now is not exactly ideal. However, we are guaranteed to draw an exit next turn, and we're probably not going to play Rushdown here, because Rushdown comes at the cost of like 18 damage, which is just completely unacceptable. 36 plus 9 is 45, so we have a pretty clean kill. On this guy if we want it. Oh, Carve Smite was a kill. Yeah, my bad. My bad. I was just thinking about the strike for some reason, but yeah, you're right. Carve Smite was a kill. 3 damage, cosmetic damage, of course. Cosmetic damage. We just wanted to be on 40 instead of 43, of course. You get lost in the sauce sometimes doing this, for sure. So we can kill here. Actually, we can kill here clean, right? With, oh, yeah, that's definitely the way to go. So we can go Eruption, Carve, Strike here, and that kills. And then we can Miracle, Strike here, and then next turn the Through Violence kills here. And you can see, like, the Strike upgrade is, like, super playing. Jisu Bracelet, actually pretty good. We don't want to see combats in question marks. We don't need these. And Bottled Miracle is fine. Not amazing, but fine. Okay, so do we upgrade Inner Peace now? Inner Peace will be important for if we need to go infinite in Act 2. But there's definitely potential for, like, the Carve Reality upgrade to be a lot better. Yeah, I think we just need to upgrade some damage right now for, like, the early fights in Act 2. Especially with the Bottled Miracle. So we probably want to stay in Wrath here. And then we're maybe gonna Snecko Oil next turn would be the idea. Not great, not terrible, yeah. We play the Rushdown to get it out of the deck. And then, yeah, we might Snecko Oil next turn. Is the plan here. Okay, with this draw, we probably don't need to Snecko Oil. Okay, worth noting that Meditate Establishment would have technically solved our block. Do I think that that was worth it? No. No, I do not. We don't take those cards, and we take a Pyramid. Yeah, Pyramid is amazing here because it means that we don't have to... it means we don't have to worry about trying to fill our hand every turn, which is pretty massive. Genuinely very important. So yeah, Pyramid's great here. Okay, so I see a shop here. I see a shop here. We go max question marks. We go max shops. Pretty easy. Depending on what has happened in the question marks and so forth, we may decide to go to the Spicy Elite. Because having free pathing in Act 3 is pretty huge, but yeah, we just go max question marks. We always just go up here. There's pretty much no other line. Oh, we should probably be trying to knock this one down, huh? Honestly, I have no idea what I'm doing. I've kind of gone into a trance now. Probably playing the Bottled Miracle here. This deck is notably not very good versus this fight. And Carve Reality is quite poor versus, or with the Pyramid. But it's fine. Transform 2 is very good. We can probably actually go... Well, we might not want to go 2 strikes. We can go, like, 1 strike, 1 defend, though. Because with the Pyramid, we don't really need to worry. So, here's a good, like, lesson, basically. The reason that you remove defends over strikes on Watcher is very simple. You need to draw attacks alongside Eruption, right? Because that's the strongest thing that you can do, is play attacks for double damage. But when you have Pyramid, you don't really need to worry about that anymore, because the idea is that if you have Pyramid, you're going to be able to keep the attacks in your hand anyway, right? So, yeah, it's just... Normally, like, if we didn't have Pyramid, I would be transforming 2 defends here. But with Pyramid, like, it just doesn't matter. We can always basically put all of our energy into attacks anyway, especially with the Carve Reality. Okay, these are not really what we wanted. We wanted basically anything that exhausts would have been better here, but it is what it is. This is excellent. Exactly what we wanted. Just a removal event. Very good. We now have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 real cards, so we can go infinite now. We have 20 plus 24, which is 44 plus 36. 44 plus 36 is 80. So we're 1 damage short right now. Yeah, we're 1 damage short. Okay, Blessing of the Forge is basically like way better Snecko oil. It's just a straight up energy upgrade on our miracle. So, yeah. Okay, and I'll take a free upgrade. Rushdown, the energy upgrade on Rushdown is now super huge. Probably Inner Peace is getting upgraded here. Membership card kind of funny, because it doesn't actually reduce the card removal service here, which is kind of the only thing that we actually care about purchasing in shops. We do still technically need to worry about a block solution, which I guess could potentially come from Kunai. But probably not. That's probably silly. Membership card is probably still, like, good. Even if it doesn't, reduce the mask removes. Yep. Mental Fortress, there's basically 3 main ways that we can do it. We could consider Meditate, actually, for Establishment. Like, Meditate would open up the possibility of Establishment being... well, no, so there's 4 ways, right? There's Violet Lotus. Violet Lotus solves because it means that we can use Vigilance in the Infinite. There's Mental Fortress. So Violet Lotus, Mental Fortress. There's getting a second Rushdown and a Halt. And then there's also... using Meditate and Establishment in order to decost Vigilance, and then there's also the Abacus. Did I say the Abacus? Violet Lotus, Abacus, Meditate, Mental Fortress. Yeah. Oh, and Halt. So I guess there's 5. I guess there's 5 things we can do. And then there's also Madness. So 6 things, right? So you begin to see, like, there are just so many solutions, right? There's so many solutions. Yeah, I think we go skip here. I think we want nothing. Thank you, Anchor. We can kill the avocado this turn, right? And just take 6. $36 plus 24, 60. Yeah. We can't play Swivel, unfortunately. Still want to go for the question mark, I think. This basically never matters. Actually, that's not entirely true. It could definitely matter in these fights. But I think we probably take key. Okay, this is not really what we want. Technically speaking, this can provide for us, but we don't really want to take the damage right now. Okay, so Halt is one of the cards that we can consider taking. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. With the Smiling Mask, we're guaranteed... So if you take Halt, we're guaranteed to get 2 more removals with the Smiling Mask. And Halt opens up Rushdown as being a potential out. It does make it slightly less likely that we take... It does make it slightly less likely that we go infinite early. But, yeah, I mean, it just... You know, there's no guarantee to see another one, and... Just need to basically keep our options open here. Try to have as many outs as possible. Tantrum we don't need. Is Regen Potion better than Blessing of the Forge? Debatable. Nice character, indeed. Tips Infinite? Oh, yes. It's probably better than Blessing of the Forge. Magamer, Tips Infinite. Yeah, no solutions here. And we might actually want to go to the fight rather than the question mark, because it's more likely that we'll find a solution in the fight than it is in the question mark now, right? Although question mark does have a decent chance to be a shop, with 3, 6, 9, 12, so 15% shop in the question mark here. Yeah, I was thinking about Waffle. I don't think that it's good. We do have to start thinking about Nemesis, though. Nemesis should be fine. With Pyramid and with Carve Reality, we shouldn't have a problem with Nemesis, I don't think. We need to upgrade the Halt next, most likely. But yeah, we might take some damage in the Nemesis fight, but... Yeah, with Pyramid and Carve, we shouldn't really have, like, a major issue, I would say. We need another rushdown. Again, well, so we need Madness, another rushdown, Mental Fortress, Violet Lotus, or Meditate and Establishment. Strength Potion could also be pretty good for, like, Time Eater, but we won't need it. Right, so if this is Rushdown or Mental Fortress, we want to go here. We've already gotten, like, a lot of the good events, right? We got Cleric Remove, and we got Transform. So really, we'd just be looking for a shop here. What about Deep Breath Plus? That does technically do it, right? I think that technically does it as well. Yeah, I think we've already gotten the good events. So the only way that this is good is if it's a shop. Thwack is a good event? Sure. Sure. But, like, Golden Idol... I mean, Golden Idol's free. I guess it's just, like, free 5 max HP, but I'd still rather go here. Yeah, let's just go to the fight. Fear No Evil doesn't actually do anything for us. And, like, the only way that Nemesis is even a problem is if we get burned on turn 1, right? Also, Duplication Potion technically solves one fight. Like, if we don't get Time Eater, then Duplication Potion solves the heart fight. Oh, we would do Rushdown, and then... Because the whole point is that if we get another Rushdown, we win. So... yeah. None of these... Actually, wait a minute. Omni Rushdown? Technically? But it's probably not good, still. Because we'd have to draw Omni before Rushdown, and then we'd have to spend the... We'd have to spend the energy, so it's just not good. It's just not good. Cage is good, though. Cage is very good. Just helps us to turn 1 more consistently, which is, yeah, much better than this garbage. Wait, violence brings the strikes in. Swivel sucks completely. Let's go 1 swivel, 1 strike, I guess. I mean, it's all going, right? Alright, so we get Awaken ones. We only have 50-50 for Time Meter. Where's the Spicy Elite? The Spicy Elite is here. We can go to 1 shop on this path. Yeah. So 1 shop it is, and then we go question mark farming for Madness. Technically speaking, falling can kill us, but we aren't, like, we haven't won the run right now anyway, so yeah. The dreaded Spiker. So you can see, like, even when we're not infinite, we can still generate a lot of block. Not that that's going to be good enough, but... Okay, does Prostrate go infinite here? I don't think so. It certainly does a lot, but I don't think it goes infinite. I think we skip. Not the cards. Okay, so this technically solves. It does slow us down considerably, but it does technically solve. Relic Bar looks sick, I know. I know, what a pog Relic Bar. Yeah, it does technically solve. So, we probably take it, because it technically solves. We fight the boss. Upgrading all with the madnesses is kind of a thing, but not really. We just fight the boss. Yeah, so... Okay, Gambling Chip is actually enormous. We probably don't want to take more elites than we have to here. This is fine. Whoa, Butterships, thank you so much for the gifty. Do appreciate it. What's with the Relic bar? Well, look at the deck and then tell me the situation on the Relic bar. Relics are just irrelevant when your deck is what our deck is. So this actually matters if it's going to be our block solution. These also matter. We'll go here first. Definitely do not want to fight these guys. Okay, so it is Nemesis, and we are getting burned on turn 1. However... Yeah, we're just cycling. However, we may be able to go infinite here on turn 1. Also, we have technically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 real cards. Okay. Thanks for the follow, friend. So... if violence... Wait a minute. Okay, so if we keep these in hand... Violence guarantee draws 2. Then we have Vigilance Inner Peace. We might be able to make something happen here. I think we want to keep all of this. So do we want to skill potion this turn for, like, any tranquility, any inner peace? Yeah, Scrawl and Vault, exactly. I mean, we literally, like, it's, I mean, you're bound to get unlucky in some circumstance at some point, but, like, literally we have 1 in 3 for Nemesis, and then, like, I think it's like a 50-50. So this is like a 1 in 6 that this happens. So like it's fairly unlikely that this circumstance even happens here. So yeah, skill potion, like any scrawl, vault, like sanctity could do it. Like, yeah, I think we skill potion here. Vigilance, Omni-Vigilance does it. And then we can play Inner Peace. Yeah, we Omni-Vigilance, and then we can play Inner Peace to draw. Yep. Yeah, there were a lot of skills that were outs there. Do we want to take another Inner Piece? If we get the Madnesses upgraded, it's pretty good. And we only have 1, 2, 3, 4... Yeah, it can help us to go infinite on turn 1. And if we get the Madnesses upgraded, it's good. And also, like double Inner Piece halt is... yeah, this has to be positive. Has to be. Might as well recall now. Actually, let's just do this. We don't have any setup relics here, so I'm definitely fine to kill all with this guy. If you're new here and aren't familiar, basically we all know that we can just, you know, play Vigilance or Inner Peace and Eruption over and over again and this guy will die eventually. We don't have any counting relics to set up, so there's really no functional difference between doing that and just playing out the fight. Strength Potion is great for Time Eater. This is technically a free click as well. Blind could be actually good. Master of Strategy is definitely good. And Secret Technique? Say Master of Strategy for sure. Yeah, Blind helps Time Meter, but it's probably just unnecessary. It also technically helps with the heart, but we can find another potion to do that, probably. And Secret Technique is technically good, because it can grab Master Strategy, it can grab Inner Peace. Yeah, fine. It's just another card play in Time Meter, but like we have Strength Potion and yeah, we're gonna be fine in Time Meter. We're gonna be absolutely fine. Yeah. Secret Technique can help line up Madness Vigi, exactly. Yeah, we don't need this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, so we're at exactly the cards that we need to be at here. Okay, Vault is excellent. Removal, also excellent. Guess we'll just do Empty Body. Yeah, Vault, very, very good here. Technically speaking, Horncleat is probably pretty positive. We want to be able to remove at the last shot. Purity is unnecessary. Yeah, let's just... guaranteed to hit infinite turn 1. It's incredibly likely. If you include the Vault as being a part of that, then yeah, I think it's incredibly likely that we hit infinite on turn 1. But we also need to be able to set up the Madnesses to hit either Eruption or Vigilance, which is slightly more difficult. Not impossible, but slightly more difficult. I mean, Horncleat's probably positive. We can still, like, buy a potion and a removal at the next shop. So if we go Madness... Sure, this is probably fine. Another super annoying fight, but it is what it is. Yeah, sure. Let's do it. Could upgrade Vault, could upgrade one of the Madnesses. Probably just one of the Madnesses. Thanks, Marl. Alright, we cannot kill all here, though, because that would not be ethical. It's very important that we game ethically here. Oh god, we played one power versus the Power Bird. I'm pretty sure that we instantly die. That's very unfortunate. Yeah, Pyramid's weird. Uh-oh. Watch out. I know. We played 1 power. Energy positive, yes. So, technically, every time we do Vigilance Eruption, it's -1 energy, and every time we do Inner Peace Eruption, it's +1 energy. So this is still block positive in the heart, right? Because it's 4 card plays, which is 8 damage, but it's +12 block. So even if we hit Madness on Inner Peace in the heart, we're still infinite. No, we can't kill all here. That would not be ethical. But if it hits Carve Reality... Yeah, well, we're gonna remove Carve Reality in Act 4. Bye-bye. Great run yesterday, 9 elites, 6 chops, going for the infinite the whole time. Never found rushdown and died to a bad draw versus heart. Can you give a quick high level of the other types of Watcher infinites with block? Sure. So, oh god, it's the snail boss. Okay, so, I will procrastinate versus the snail boss because, we don't lose, by the way. Not a chance that we lose this fight, if you're wondering. No. It's okay. I will answer this question because I think it's a very good question. So mainly what you are looking for is you want draw. Draw is super important, right? You want cards like Meditate. And you want, like, this is assuming that you can't go infinite, right? Like, if you don't find Rushdown, for example. So, like, Meditate is really good. If you have Meditate, Establishment, and, like, Empty Mind, Cut Through Fates, like, any cards that draw, right? You want those. You also, like, if you can't find Meditate and Establishment for the infinite, or just can't put together an infinite period, Prostrate is a really, really good option if you have draw cards and you can just play prostrate a bunch of times, that can be like, you can be well on your way to winning the run just by being able to cycle a single prostrate around. Cards like Deep Breath can be vital for you. Zero cost to draw 2 is like incredibly powerful in a smaller deck. But basically, when I'm playing these runs, I'm never quote unquote forcing infinite, right? I'm just keeping my deck small and full of, high quality cards and allowing the infinite to come to me if it does, right? And if it doesn't, you need to still, you need to be able to make an assessment of your deck at all times and sort of say, okay, well, if we're not going to be able to go infinite here, how you need to assess, how likely you are to go infinite at any given time, and, what cards you can maybe take to think about hedging, right, in case you don't find the infinite stuff. Hopefully that helps. Let's see. Yeah. Yeah, any kind of, abacus or meditate or, Simmering Fury, duality can be a block solution, halt can be, even if you're not infinite, halt can be, a huge portion of your block solution, right? There are a lot of decks that don't necessarily need to go infinite in order to have, just basically playing the same turn every turn and having that turn be a very powerful one, where you're dealing, 100 to 150 damage and gaining, 50 to 100 block, right? There are a lot of ways to put together a Watcher deck that can basically do that every turn. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so we can get rid of the vault here and then try to Secret Technique of Madness. Yeah, I think that's what we're gonna do. Can you infinite without certain relics? Yeah. I mean, you can infinite, we haven't been getting, particularly good infinite starts, right? So, the best start is remove 2. If you get remove 2 at the start, you're, so stupidly strong for the early game, because removing 2 defends is ridiculous. And then you're also 2 removes up on trying to go infinite, right? But, we haven't even been getting good removal starts in our last few runs, and we're still going infinite. We've gotten lucky in other ways, right? We've gotten the Smiling Mask, which is pretty good. We've gotten, Pyramid, and we've seen a lot of Empty Cages, which are very strong. Yeah, I think we try to hit the... Yeah, so we can hit the Vigilance now, which is really good. Technique the Madness here. Madness the Vigilance. Now we'll use Violence to pull the attacks. And play Halt to block for 2. Doesn't really matter what this Madness hits. I want to vault here. Okay, so we need to play 7 more cards this turn. I think we do this one more time. Wait, we can play 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Sure. Yeah, so the reason that this deck doesn't struggle... Oh, we should have probably drank the Strength Potion, but it doesn't actually matter. The reason this deck doesn't struggle with Time Eater is because we can just output an insane amount of damage. Yeah, I mean, sure, we use the Strength Pot. Like, it just doesn't matter, really. Alright, so I don't think we ever do 200 damage. So we'll just let the Time Eater replenish here. See? No problem. Infinite versus Time Eater? Absolutely. Absolutely no problem. Very simple. Very simple. None of this really matters. Like... Sure, I guess. Like, it just doesn't matter, really. Ultimately, it does not matter. Talk to the hand, cute but unnecessary. Removal of Carve Reality is gonna help us hit our madnesses. Oh yeah, if you keep your deck small, you can also just do, like, you know, you can do, like, Finesse Infinite, too. You know, like, Finesse Flash of Steel. Like, if your deck is small enough, you can just kind of, like, Infinite with those cards. It's much less likely to happen, but... yeah, Talk just doesn't matter. We don't need it. We can't upgrade it. It doesn't really do anything. We already have our block solution, so there's really no reason. Blessing of the Forge, does that do anything? Not really, no. I love how we have Violence in our deck, but we only have 2 attacks. Let's just take this, and... yeah, whatever. So, I mean, turn 2 of the heart here can be pretty scary, but we have tools to deal with it. We have Horn Cleat. Yeah, we have ways to deal with it. We also have Vault to vault past the statuses. So we're fine. I mean, the run was far from over in Act 2. Like, we still had the Nemesis issue, and we still weren't we still weren't block positive, right? So, this is, by the way, the 4th run in a row that we're doing Red Blue Infinite. Oh my god, rats! Holy shit! Please! Oh my god. Oh my god. Rats, please. Please. Oh no. Okay. So if we do this, we're basically guaranteed to hit Madness on something that matters. So we already know... We already know that if we hit Inner Peace with Madness, then we're fine. We can technically Secret Technique... Well, we can technically... Yeah, let's just do this. Technique the Vigilance, play the Madness. If we vault, we lose Horn Cleat, which I'm not a huge fan of. Can do this. And then this. This. And that. Okay, cool. Alright, well, now we're sad, but not actually that sad. It's just annoying. It's actually just annoying, that's all. Okay. So it is 67. If we vault, we lose Horn Cleat, but we also can just go infinite, which I guess is pretty cool. We are infinite. Even we gain the rate at which we gain block is very annoying, but we are technically infinite. Yeah, we could have guaranteed Madness on Vigilance, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We still, like, with the Inner Peace, because again, you play 4 cards, you net 0, and you gain 9 block. So, you know. It's just that you gain 1 block every 4 card plays, which is very annoying, but it's still, like, fine, you know? So yeah, we can either just, like, play Vigilance and pass, Or we can vault and go infinite. I don't know which one is better. I really don't. I don't know if I care, to be honest. Blur isn't enough block. Thanks for the follow, friend. No, not my exhaust pile. Yeah. Whatever. Whatever, dude. Yeah, so now we have to gain block 1 block for every forward card plays. So this is fun. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I saw an out and I took it. Like, it's annoying, but I don't know. We could just get to the point where we can full block this and, well, I mean, yeah, I mean, that's what we're gonna do, right? Like, whatever. Let's just keep going. I mean, it is still important to, like, continue to execute this, because if we make a single mistake executing it, we die. So, you know, there's that whole situation. Inner eruption halt is more block. Is it? Oh, probably is. You're right. But I don't know. This is working. I'm not one to tempt fate, if that makes sense. Like, I know that there are probably like more efficient ways to do this. It's just when my brain. This is how my brain works. Okay, when my brain finds a solution for something, even if it's not technically the most elegant solution, my brain just goes, okay, this is a solution, you're done, and, you know, I'm just content. Even if it takes a while, I'm content, you know? And I know that's not necessarily the most pleasant viewing experience, but, you know, I need to do what I need to do in order to win the run, and, yeah, that's that. Okay, so we can probably play... This gains 11 block, and this gains 7 block, so 18. 18 plus 25 is... we can just keep going a little bit here, it's fine. Okay, so now 17, yeah, we block out now. And now it gets significantly faster because we're no longer frail next turn. I mean, we can just do, like, this now, because... How dare you? Imagine if Heart went to Beat of Death 3 after the first cycle. God, that would be so brutal. Can you halt to speed up block? So technically, yes, there might be a way to do that. But the problem is if I play halt now, like, Rushdown only draws 2 cards. So, kind of no. Like, yeah, Rushdown only draws 2 cards. There might be a way to do it, but again, like I said, the way that my brain works, I just, like, have found a solution here that works. So my brain is just very content to kind of, you know, just keep doing this, if that makes sense. Yeah, the heart's gonna report me, it's true. Alright. Good, good run, I guess. I mean, yeah. The knob fight was, scary, but that was basically the only scary part of the run. Watcher moment continues. Yeah.